Hola, buenos días. Hello, everyone. My name is Gustavo Pernas. I work in Facebook for 5 years now. And 2 years ago, we realized that we had huge opportunity for sports teams, especially football teams. So we are trying to connect these football teams with their supporters, bring them together, and how Facebook can help them using our platform, our products, our advertising products to bring them together. So Facebook, at the end, we have so many products that we can align them with your objectives and those objectives you have to reach your goal. So Lea, my colleague, is going to explain more what kind of products we can use to reach your goals. So Lea?
Yeah, thank you, Gustavo, for the introduction. So yes, I'm working with Gustavo in Dublin. We are working with sports advertisers, to help them with their Facebook advertising strategy. So today, the objective is really to focus on the advertising side, giving you a little bit of tips around how you can reach your business objectives with Facebook, but also Instagram. The first figure I want to show you is about your audience. There are 650 million people that are following a sports page on Facebook. And it's 200 million sports fans on Instagram. This first figure is interesting because it shows you that your audience is on Facebook and Instagram. And they are viewers for your content, but they are also potential customers for your merchandising, for your tickets. So that's all about advertising, and that's what we are going to talk about this morning. The first thing to have in mind is that you have to understand where your fan is within the marketing funnel, within their journey. Because you want to be able to speak to them accordingly to where they are in their marketing funnel. So at Facebook, we have personalized marketing in every stage of the customer funnel, whether you want to do awareness with a post and then have viewers looking at your content, then you can create an audience based on the viewers of your content and target an ad to them. Because ultimately, what you want to do is to use those audiences to reach your business goal, whether it's merchandising, OTT subscriptions, leads, tickets, a lot of opportunities are there. What's interesting is that usually, often when I talk to advertisers, they are telling me, yes, but Facebook is more about just awareness. It's not true. You can have very good performance results with Facebook and very good return on investment. So you should also consider Facebook as a marketing channel for performance and not only for awareness. When thinking about, okay, so I want to try a little bit paid advertising on Facebook to see what I can do with it, the first thing you need to think about is your objective. And how can I map my objective within the options of Facebook? Because ultimately, your objectives will determine your KPIs and will determine success. So that's why it's very important to consider Facebook as the other marketing channels you're considering and thinking about KPIs and objectives. That's really what I want to talk to you about today. So the different objectives you can have, the different KPIs, how to measure success, and also show you relevant case studies within the sports industry to show you a little bit what others have been doing also. So I want to do advertising on Facebook. What do I have to think about? There are 4 main things that are very important when wanting to do advertising on Facebook. First, the campaign objective. That will be the main thing you want to have. Then audience targeting. Then placements. Where do I want to show my ads? Is it on Facebook, Instagram, audience network? All of that. We have a lot of placements available. And finally, and I think personally that this is the most important, is the measurement section. Because that's going to determine whether or not you think you're successful on Facebook. So what do you want to measure? How do you measure success? How do you measure success for awareness? How do you measure success for sales? It's easier, sales, no sales. It's easier than awareness, but we're going to see that together. So first, and I really want to insist on this, Facebook is a full funnel solution. And Instagram, full funnel solution. It's not only awareness. Also, something that advertisers are not always aware of, you have one platform which is called Ads Manager, and then you can advertise from there to Facebook, Instagram, Audience Network, which are our partners, publisher partners. And from there, you can like advertise on all the different placements. So it's really like one platform, and then different placements, whether you want to do awareness, acquisition with lead generation, acquisition with mobile app installs, or if you want to sell tickets. This is an example from Instagram Stories, a very like immersive format for ticket sales. So first, let's take the funnel and start with awareness. Sometimes you want to raise awareness, promote a tournament, promote a specific game, and you want to raise awareness around it. As I was saying, awareness objective is pretty tricky because you have to put in front of it the right KPI. And sometimes likes are just not good enough. So that's why we launched the Brand Lift survey study. It enables you to really see the impact of your awareness campaign on your audience through polling. So after a big campaign, we're gonna send a poll to people exposed to the ad, and then you can ask if they remember the ad, if they want to go see the game in person, if they're going to watch the game. You can ask a lot of questions, and then we measure the impact your Facebook campaign had on your audiences. This is the example of Major League Soccer that used that solution. They wanted to promote specific game, so they used mobile videos optimized. You see it's square, so it's like it's better on the screen. What you really want when you do ads on Facebook is to catch attention. So you want people to stop when they see your ad, and it's easier to do that when you have more space. You know, you wouldn't advertise on a billboard and just use a little bit of the space. It's a bit of the same on the mobile feed. If you can use more space, just use more space. And what they did after, they polled the audiences, and they asked like the intent of going to see a game after the 1 week campaign. And through the Brand Lift study, which is very interesting, is that you have a control group, so that we can compare between an audience that has seen the ad and an audience that didn't see the ad. We can compare the responses on the questions, on the awareness questions. So then you can say, for example, after this campaign, there was a 24 lift in intent to see the game. So this is the impact that your awareness campaign on Facebook had on your audience. It was a very successful campaign, and they were very happy with the results. Another useful tool for awareness is a branded content tool. It's it's monetization for you. You can use it on Facebook and Instagram, and you can monetize it. You can put advertising behind it on Facebook. A lot of teams are using it for sponsor activations, for example, Miami Dolphins, but also athletes. This is an example from Neymar with sneakers in Brazil. It enables you to have like some transparency also when you activate your sponsor, which is, we found out the audiences were reacting pretty well to this transparency. So this is a good tool to use when you want to activate your sponsors. And then you can also do brand lift study with this. So if you want to, after a campaign with a sponsor, if you want to measure like how you were able to drive association between a club and a sponsor, you can do this through brand lift study. Then if we move a little bit down in the funnel, you might want to acquire interesting customers, so customers with intent. What we have here, which is very powerful, is the lead generation on Facebook and Instagram. It's a mobile optimized form that you have that you can, get leads from. Why it's powerful? Because the experience from the users when you see an ad, and then you click on the ad, and then you go on the website, and then it's not mobile optimized, and then you just lose them. With Facebook lead generation, it's very quick, it's easy, it's mobile optimized, so it's very easy to acquire leads with this solution. And I will talk about what the Real Madrid did with this in a minute. The second thing with this acquisition phase, which is interesting, is mobile app installs. very often clubs spend a lot of money and time developing super cool apps for their fans, but in the end, you want people to download the app, right? On Facebook, what you can do is create very precise audiences that you know are going to be interested in your app. So for example, people who purchase a ticket, and then you show them a quick video of your app, the main features, the benefits of the app, and then you can easily acquire new users for the app you spend so much time developing. So let's check the Real Madrid case that Gustavo worked on last year. The brief, basically, it was we want to acquire leads in those countries with very low engagement. They had obviously a lot of followers on their Facebook page, but in some countries they had trouble engaging their audiences. So they partnered with AdGlow to launch a campaign to acquire leads using the lead generation form within Facebook. And what they saw is a 70% decrease in cost per lead, as well as an increase in the volume of leads. They acquired 2.4 million leads. So if your CRM-based data catching is is an important objective for you, you should definitely consider Facebook and Instagram lead generation form in order to fulfill that objective. And then let's move still down the funnel, transaction. So whether it's ticket sales, whether it's merchandising, you should definitely consider Facebook and Instagram as marketing channels. We work a lot with e-commerce at Facebook that heavily rely on Facebook for the traffic and have very good return on investment. And what we found out is that actually in the sports, and especially in football, you guys have amazing results on even better than e-commerce, super highly savvy e-commerce, just because your audiences are so engaged. So you should definitely consider using those audiences, those very engaged audiences, when selling products, when selling tickets, in order to leverage those audiences. So these are two examples. One is from Portland Trailblazers, and they used Instagram stories, so a very immersive format in order to promote their game. And then there was a swipe toward the ticket platform, and they were very happy with the results. They had a 33x return on ad spend. Same with Carousel. It was a team in the US again, and they had a 19x return on investment with a carousel for the holiday season. Again, here you should adopt a little bit the point of view of an e-commerce, or of a retailer. Holiday is going to be big, Black Friday is going to be big. It's huge conversion periods on Facebook, and you should definitely leverage those seasonalities as a club to sell your merchandising. Then the last part of the funnel, when you are really down the funnel with a very highly intent people, you have dynamic ads. Dynamic ads, it's remarketing on Facebook. So very simple, somebody goes to your website, check one specific product or one specific game. You want to be able to retarget him on Facebook with this specific product, with this specific game. This is an example from Lyon. And they used dynamic ads to promote their merchandising, and they were really happy with the results. And now it's an ongoing campaign for them. They have this campaign running all the time on Facebook, just because they have a very good return on investment on it. So now it's an ongoing campaign that they can remarket people with the relevant products. It's also interesting if you want to do upsell or cross-sell. So for example, if somebody bought a jersey last year, they might want another one, they might want to buy another product. So this is a very interesting solution too for upselling and cross-selling. So here you saw a little bit the different objectives you can use all along the marketing funnel in order to leverage Facebook and Instagram. Now I want to talk to you about the audience targeting, because that's what makes Facebook and Instagram so different. The ability to target people very precisely and to give them relevant messages along the journey. You don't want to speak to somebody that doesn't know your club the same way to an hardcore fan. So you really want to be able to understand your audiences on Facebook. And for that, you have different products. You have core audiences. This is the most basic one. You have demographics, location, interest, behavior, and you can target people, whether they like a specific sports, a specific club, and this is like the more basic targeting. If you want to reach a lot of people, do broad targeting for an awareness campaign, for example, that's what I would recommend. And then we can get a little bit more precise with custom audiences. Custom audiences is using Facebook to connect with people you already know. You might know those people from a customer file that you upload to Ads Manager or from your pixel on your website. So you can build audiences based on your website traffic. And then you find those customers on Facebook and you connect with them to address them with a specific message. If we take the example of a data file, you can target high-value prospects. For example, if you have in your data file all the people that have, high average basket on your website, for example, they are like high intent customers, fans, and you might want to target them with a specific message. Also, you can exclude current customers from your campaigns with this audience. So if you know that those people are already customers or they have already downloaded the app, you don't want to spend money targeting them with something which is not going to be relevant. So that's also useful with custom audience. And you can also target recent purchaser because you think it could be interesting to do cross-sell or upsell. For example, if somebody bought a ticket for a game, you might want to use those people, so these audiences, to show them merchandising. So it's really about creating links between your different revenue streams. Then if you want to do acquisition, the most famous product, audience product at Facebook is a lookalike audience. Why it's so powerful? It's just that we take a seed audience that you give us, so a custom audience, for example, as I was saying, and then we go find people that look like this seed audience. So it's very good to do acquisition because we have a lot of information on people, of course, obviously, but then thanks to lookalike audience, you can go find new customers, new fans that look like your existing fan base. So this is a very powerful tool, lookalike audiences, in order to do acquisition. Then something else I wanted to mention, because it's a conversation I'm having a lot with my clients, it's about going abroad, market expansion. A lot of people are connected to a page which is abroad, and more. So you might want to consider Facebook when thinking about market expansion, whether it's for selling merchandising, ticketing, all your different business objectives. We have powerful tools to do that to, for example, dynamically change the language, dynamically change the creative for a specific country. So we are really working a lot with our clients on this in order to support them in their market expansion, and it can be crucial in the football industry as well. Then the third thing I wanted to talk to you about, after the objectives, the audiences, now it's the placements. So as you know, from Facebook, you can advertise on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Audience Network. The thing which is pretty good about this is the fact that we know when somebody connects in the morning, then she goes, for example, at noon, she connects on Instagram. We know it's the same person, and we know the journey within our different apps. So this is very powerful because when running a campaign, we understand when we show your ad to somebody on Facebook, on Instagram, and we can optimize towards those different placements. A good graph to have in mind is this: when you want to launch an ad, you have those opportunities on Facebook. We highly recommend to extend your campaign to Instagram and Audience Network. Why? Just because adding those placements adds opportunities. So the larger the inventory for ads is, the lower your costs are going to be. So we highly recommend to extend your placements in order to lower the cost. Obviously, this is a conversation to have also with the editorial team, because sometimes you have different strategy on Instagram, on Facebook. So it's really something to think about. But in terms of performance, advertising across Facebook and Instagram will give you the better results. And now, finally, the measurement part. And as I was saying, I really think this is the most important part, because this is going to determine if you think that Facebook and Instagram are working for you. Because if you don't have the good measurement in place, you are not going to be able to follow the KPIs. So what's interesting with Facebook is that you can keep track of the real transaction value through the pixel, and then you can optimize through this, and you can keep track of it. With Facebook also, you can measure incremental increase and attribution. So this is a conversation I'm often have with my clients about attribution, about incrementality. So what value Facebook is adding to your campaigns. And this is something we can work on with the measurement team on Facebook in order to measure, yes, incrementality and those questions. So this is really something you want to think about before launching a campaign. How am I going to measure success? Is my tracking in place? Speaking about tracking, the first thing I would recommend every advertiser to have before investing any money on Facebook is having the pixel to track activity on your website. Having the pixel enables you to create audiences based on the activity on your website, and also to optimize your campaigns toward the objective you want to reach. So if it's conversion, you want to have the pixel installed on your website with the conversion firing in order to be able to optimize towards this. The thing which is really good also about the Facebook pixel is that it's people-based and not cookie-based. So again, it's very precise in terms of cross-device and cross-channel, just because we are able to track the people if they are on Facebook, on the tablet, or on Instagram, on their computer. We are able to make the links between those activities. The thing, the conversations around measurement right now with Facebook advertisers are really about shifting from cookies to people to understand better the customer journey. It's about shifting from likes to in-store visits, sales. As I was saying, for awareness, talking about the brand lift study, understanding the real impact of your advertising on your audiences, on your sales. So it's really about understanding that Facebook can also be a performance channel and track business results out of your campaigns and investments. And finally, also shifting from last touch attribution to multi-touch attribution, because obviously maybe somebody will see the ad on Facebook and then look to Google. So it's really about having all those conversations on how the purchase is going to happen in order to better track the value you're getting out of Facebook and Instagram. So this is really all I wanted to talk about today. Measurement is always about measuring audiences, brand outcomes, and sales outcomes. And again, if I want you to remember something from this session, is that Facebook is not only an awareness platform, but also a performance platform. And we have solutions all along the funnel to help you reach your business results. Thank you very much.